In this video, we are going to learn how you can integrate n8n workflows into your apps. Since React is one of the most commonly used framework for web development, that's why we are going to stick with the React. But the method which I am going to show you in this video is framework-agnostic. This means it is going to work with Laravel or Vue or Next or whatever framework you are working on. So I have created a very small React project. The backend is going to be in Express, and again it is backend agnostic as well. So in the backend folder, I have just one file server.js, and if I open server.js, it's even less than 200 lines of code. Firstly, we are importing all the necessary packages. Then we are creating an app. Again, the n8n workflows does not depend on the type of database you are using. In this case, I'm going to use the local version of MongoDB. I have already configured the local MongoDB, but if you don't have the local version, then obviously you can use the MongoDB Atlas. In the MCP course, we have created an MCP server for the MongoDB as well. And in that case, we have created a cluster, configured it. So all you need to do is to copy that connection string and paste it right here. Then I'm going to use two schemas, the user schema and the block schema. So the whole app is that there are two types of users, the admin and then the regular consumer users. The admin is going to create blogs, and whenever the admin creates blog, we need to send email along with the blog summary to all other users. So we have already created that workflow. In this video, we are going to integrate that workflow with our React app, and we need to make sure that it's secure by using HTTP authentication and webhook JWT methods. Then this is my block schema. Then this is the most important part, because in case of verification, we are going to use the same JWT secret in our n8n as well, and this middleware is going to verify it. So after receiving the request, all I need to do is to extract the authorization part from the header of the request, and this authorization header is going to be a string, and that string will have two parts, the bearer part, then space, and then the actual token. So I'm going to split based on the space, and I'm going to extract the actual token. So if I show you the front end, so here as you can see on the front end, we are declaring this authorization keyword, and then we have the bearer, space, and then the actual token. So that's why we are splitting based on the space and then extracting the actual token in the backend. Once we have token, then we are going to verify using jwt.verify function. This is the function which n8n uses for verifying the token. So pass the token along with the secret, and if the verification process is valid, then move next. Otherwise, return this status 403 invalid token. After this, we have these routes. We will have the register route. If it is the first user that is creating the account, then by default it will be admin. So this is the logic. So there is no separate registration form for the admin. There is going to be a single admin in this whole system, and if the account that is being created is the first, then that is going to be an admin account. So this is the logic. This is the important part as well. We need to assign the JWT token. This is going to be my payload. So by default, JWT also uses HS256 algorithm, so we don't need to explicitly provide it. And this token is going to expire in 7 days. So on the n8n side, we are going to get this information. We will have the user ID, which is basically the admin ID, and then this is admin. So this is going to be true as well, because only admin is going to create blogs, and then we will have the admin email. This is the login functionality. Similarly, for getting all the blogs, this is my route. The create blog route is going to create the blog. Similarly, this is my profile for fetching the user, and finally I'm going to start the server on port 5000. So that's it. This is the backend. Now let's run it. Node server.js. So I'm going to give these codes down below as well. Make sure to first install all of these packages right here before running this node server.js npm I, and it is going to install all of those packages. MongoDB compass and connect my local host. Now as you can see, we got the blog app, and inside the blog app we have the blogs and the users. Our server has started on port 5000 successfully. We are going to do the same for the front end. I'm not going to go into the code in detail, but I have put all of the components in this single file app.jsx. So this is my login form component, then the registration form, the blog list form, which is going to display list. Then we have the admin dashboard, and then we have the user dashboard. So on user dashboard we are going to display this logout button, and then the blog list component, and then this is my main app, which is responsible for all the communications. So in the use effect, firstly I'm going to fetch the token from the local storage, then we'll set up the Axios. We are going to use authorization as key in the header, and the value will be bearer followed by space followed by the token. Then in case of logout, we are going to remove the token from the local storage, and will also remove this authorization field from the header of the Axios requests. And that's it. This is our front end. So let's quickly run it as well. Click on the register. So let's register a user. This will be Umair, and Umair is going to be admin. Set the password to very simple 12345678 and register. After registering, this is the interface we are going to get. So you can create blogs and create the blog. Whenever I create a new blog, I need to send request to all the users. So open the n8n. We need to modify our workflow. This is the workflow which we have created previously. So firstly, open this webhook. We need to set up authentication. The authentication is going to be JWT auth. I'm going to create a new JWT token. Rename the JWT token. The type is going to be passphrase, and now we need to define the secret. Go back to server.js, copy the secret, paste it right here, and save it. Then we need to send the post request on this URL. So this is where admin is going to create blog, and after creating blog and sending the status code, I'm going to send a post request to the n8n webhook. So this is the code. It's simple. Let me explain it. We are going to first create a try and catch block, as you can see, for handling the n8n related errors. And then first of all, extract the token from the request header, just like we did with the login and registration, and then use the Axios to send post request on this URL. So I think this isn't a correct URL. Let me copy the correct one. Copy and paste it right here. This is the URL of the webhook. Then in the body, we need to send the blog body. Remember, the key which we have used was blog. That's why I have used here the same key as well. And then in the headers, we need to put this authorization keyword, and its value will be bearer followed by space followed by the actual token, and the content type is application/JSON. So after sending the post request, I'm going to print this log. So let's save the server. Let me close it and rerun the server. So if you have NodeMon, then obviously you don't need to do this closing and rerunning after making changes. Now let's test it. So go back to canvas, test the workflow, create a block. So that will be block 2. Category is going to be case. Quantum information science is my favorite field. Test the body and click on create block. Block created successfully. Go to workflows. Our workflow isn't executed. Let's go to server. We got this error. Axios is not defined. Okay, so we need to define the Axios. Close the server, rerun it, delete that last created block. So this is the block. Let's delete it. Refresh. Click on test workflow. Let's test it. Block 2. Category will be case. Paste the body. Create the block. Go to n8n, and as you can see, workflow has been triggered successfully, but we got a problem. The connection cannot be established. So why? I think I have deleted this Supabase account, that's why, and we actually don't need the Supabase anymore as well. Delete the Supabase because we are going to fetch the user's email from our backend. So instead of using the Supabase right here, I'm going to use the HTTP node. So let's delete this, search for HTTP, connect it properly with the merge and then the output. And in the HTTP, what I'm going to do is to first create a webhook API in the express.js backend, and then I'm going to send the GET request from this HTTP request node to that webhook, and that webhook is going to return me the user's email. So with this, the whole architecture will be framework agnostic. So if you have developed the backend in Laravel, then you can create a webhook in Laravel and just send the request to that webhook from the HTTP. And if you have created a backend in maybe ASP.NET, then just create a webhook using ASP.NET and send a request from the HTTP node. So let's create that webhook. Go to again server.js, and down below I'm going to first set up the authentication for the HTTP. So just go to this authentication, and I'm going to use this generic credential type because in the predefined credential type, n8n provides us the authentication with the external applications like Supabase or Google Cloud or AWS buckets, etc., etc. But our app isn't listed here, so we need to use this generic credential type. Then we need to select the authentication type. In this case, the most suitable authentication type will be this header auth, and in the header auth I'm going to create a new credential. I'll say block summarizer. The name is going to be client ID, and the value is going to be 1234 KWERTY 4321. Save it, open the server.js, create a function with the name validate client ID, and I'm going to extract the client ID from the header, and I need to verify whether this client ID matches 1234 KWERTY 4321, and if these two doesn't matches, I'm going to send the 403 invalid client ID message, and if it matches, then I'm going to move forward. So this is like a utility middleware. And now let's create the actual webhook. So this is the actual webhook, the API/webhook, and we are going to use this validate client ID as a middleware. And after validating the client ID, what I'm going to do is to find all the users' email except the admin email, and then I'm going to map all the users like this. So make sure to use here this email because this is the key which we have used in the Gmail node. So if I open the n8n, open the Gmail node, as you can see we have declared here json.email. So make sure this key and this key should match, otherwise you are going to get error. And after mapping all of the users, I just need to send all the users in the response, and that's it. But now here is a problem, and the problem is that currently our server is running on the local host. So we need to somehow expose this server to the external apps. For this purpose, one way is to use ngrok, but we are already utilizing ngrok for the n8n. So what's the second option? So the second option is to use the tunnel mode. So it's another application just like ngrok, which help us expose our backend. Just open a new terminal, and we need to first install tunnel mall. It's quite simple. All you need to do is to say npm install /g globally, then tunnel mall. After installing tunnel mall, all you need to do is to specify tmall, this is the keyword, and then specify the port on which the server is being run. In our case, it's port 5000, so that's why I have written here 5000, and let's hit enter. Now if you scroll up, you can see we got these two URLs. One is the secure HTTPS and other one is simple HTTP. So we are going to use this HTTPS, copy this URL, open the n8n HTTP node. In the URL, paste this base URL followed by our webhook URL. So again, open server.js and copy this URL and paste it right here. Make sure to remove this extra /. And with this, our HTTP method has been configured. So this is going to fetch the user's email from our database by sending request to this URL. Go back to canvas, and before testing it, I think let's create a couple of user accounts. Let me log out, register. After creating 3 users account, let's log out, back to admin. I think I'm going to delete this block 2. Click on this test workflow, create the block 2. Okay, and open the workflow. As you can see, our HTTP node is running, but we got the request. Why? Let's open. Resource you are requesting couldn't be found. And the reason is that we actually need to restart the server because we have made the change. Stop the server, start it again. Go to React app, create the block, paste the body, open the workflow, and yes, this time it worked. So as you can see, our loop is being executed 3 times because we have 3 users. If you open the HTTP node, you are going to see these 3 email addresses which we have created in the MongoDB database. So I hope you have understood how you can integrate the n8n workflows into your apps using the webhooks and the HTTP nodes. And in the next video, we are going to learn something new, and I'll see you there. Bye bye.